Hey, what's up guys, it's Renaldo here. So this video is going to focus on a weird flex by the Democratic Alliance and in particular John Steenhuisen after the release of the Social Research Foundation's latest polling results. Now, just to give you some context. According to the Daily Friend, they're saying the new poll has small boost for ANC DA, big increase for MK. And if you go into a little bit of detail here, you can see a new poll released by the SRF shows support for the ANC has recovered to where it was after last year's general election. Also says the poll conducted this month among just over 1,000 respondents with a margin of error of 4%, which is quite big if I'm honest with you. Usually it will be 1-2%, 4% is significant. Anyway, it puts the ANC at 40%, which represents a strong recovery from the 32% the party registered in the last poll conducted by SRF in February. In the latest poll, the DA gets 26%, up slightly from the 25% it recorded in February, and MK gets 18%, a big increase compared to the 12% recorded in February. Now, of course, John Steenhuisen rushed to social media and said, polling at just 16% in late 2019 when I was elected as interim leader, the DA has achieved the unthinkable by becoming a party of local, provincial and national government and is poised to overtake the ANC in municipalities across South Africa in 2026. Now, this is the polling results over here. And you can see the ANC, the colors obviously is at different times that the poll was taken. The black one being May 2024, which was the election. And then they based all of this on 58%. They did one in September 2024, February 2025, and June 2025. And as you can see, the DA is climbing. They're roughly at about 26%. Now, what is important to note here, however, is the following. All right, so what's important here is the following. I'm going to just read out the DA's election results from 2016 when they did the best. 2016 was 26.9%. Then that was a municipal election. Then the next election was a national election, 2019, in which they got 20.7%. So they lost 6.2% in between those years in the elections. Then in 2021 they upped it a bit by 21.6%, and then in 2024 they got 21.8%. So because we're heading into a municipal election, you kind of have to look at the last municipal elections because people vote differently. Now, in 2016, they got 26.9%. In 2021, they got 21.6%. So that is a drop of 5.3%. And now, of course, the next election is 2026, maybe 2027. Now, with that being said, the big thing that caused the DA to drop from 26.9% to 21.6%, which is 5.3% drop, that was the Schweizer incident in which the DA youth leader accused a teacher of being racist. And there was massive fallout with the core voter base of the DA. And in essence, they admitted after the elections that that was one of the key issues that caused them to lose their support. Now, just think about that for a second. One incident caused the DA to lose 5.3%. Of course, there are other factors, but the overriding big factor that everybody was talking about was Schweizer. So that felt like a betrayal to the DA voters. And now with 2026 coming up, /27, there has been a lot more issues that the DA voter base has been feeling betrayed on. Now, just to give you an example, before the 2024 national elections, the DA made promises, or at least their election campaign was that they are going to fight the Bella Bill. They were going to fight NHI. They were going to fight expropriation without compensation. And after the election, all of those things are now acts, and the Bella Act got the support of the DA, and then the Expropriation Act, which the DA is fighting to their credit, still got passed though. Now, the argument is, oh, well, this was already agreed to in the previous term. The DA had no reason or ability to fight it. But then the question is, why did you campaign on it? Why did you campaign on it if you knew that you wouldn't be able to do anything about that? So put that aside. So those are three issues: NHI, Bella, and the Expropriation Act. All right. Then we all know the Oval Office folly by John Steenhuisen that so many voters feel betrayed by, in that John didn't use that opportunity to talk about the issues in South Africa, but rather acted like Cyril Ramaphosa's wingman. And then, of course, the response by some ministers from the DA and also some members of parliament of the DA and councillors about the refugee offering to minorities in South Africa. That was also very negative from the DA. And specifically John Steenhuisen telling people to not leave South Africa. So these are now 5 incidents, 5 things that the DA betrayed their core voter base on. Now, if you can understand that one incident in 2021 or 2020, when the incident happened, that caused the DA to lose 5.3%, that was one incident. And now with 5 incidents so far, because the elections is only late next year or early 2027, the question is, what are the voters going to do with 5 incidents of betrayal? So I understand that the DA wants to look at the polling results and they want to believe that they are growing, and maybe they are growing under non-traditional voters. And the question that I've got to ask the people watching this video is, if you were a DA voter, are these things going to impact whether you're going to vote for the DA or not? Believe it or not, this video is not to shit on the DA. This video is literally just to find out whether the Social Research Foundation poll in some aspect is true. And I know that their sample size was 1,000. So I'm sure if we can get 1,000 responses here, then we also have a sort of a sample size that we can work from. So the question that I've got is, considering that Schweizer and some smaller issues cost the DA 5.3% between elections, do you think that these 5 incidents, and it might grow because there might be things that the DA will drop the ball on in the future too, do you think that that is going to affect their voter base? So in the comments below, let me know, if you have previously voted for the DA, will you still vote for the DA or won't you vote for the DA? I just would like to get the feeling on the ground, specifically from people that follow this channel. I mean, there's 165,000 people that are subscribed to this channel. So I think we can get a decent sample. And I believe that majority of people that watch this channel are people that previously voted for the DA or the Freedom Front Plus. So it's more of the DA's core voter base. So I'd like to get your feedback on that. My gut feeling is the DA is going to get a rude awakening in the 2026 elections. And that is because of factors like they don't like John Steenhuisen, they don't trust John Steenhuisen, they don't trust the DA anymore after these failed promises by the DA, as well as their stance on the refugee program, and also how the leader of the DA failed and in the Oval Office to talk about what is really wrong in South Africa and how the ANC has failed this country. But I would like to get your input. Please let me know in the comments below whether or not you are planning on voting for the DA in the 2026 local government elections. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you for tuning in. Please be sure to smash that like button. Please be sure to subscribe. Please be sure to share this video far and wide so that we can get a broader sample size. And lastly, if you support me and my content and this channel, then please consider becoming a member. You can do so by clicking the join button below. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Till later. Cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say,